you ready?
Okay. Yeah, I see him.
Sure, hello.
Mọi người. Là Ian là speaker cuối cùng của event hôm nay, là Ian Choi đến từ Microsoft với chuyên mục là HashiCorp and Azure from Terraform to Consul. Ian, the stage is yours.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Hello all, and let me please wait for sharing my screen.
Turn off my screen.
Okay, hope that all can see my screen.
Yes, we can see it.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Chao and Katie. And then, yeah, first of all, very nice to meet you all. My name is Ian Choi. I'm working now in Microsoft APAC, based in Seoul, Korea. And then this is my second HashiTalks. My first HashiTalks was HashiTalks Seoul on last year. And this year, it's first HashiTalks working with Vietnam organizers. I'm really so happy because then previously, before the pandemic situation, I went to Hanoi several times to meet my friends. I'm also doing some active open source community activities like OpenStack community worldwide. So then I know very great community organizers from OpenStack, and also then I'm also doing some Facebook developer community activities, so that I know a few great organizers in Hanoi and also then Ho Chi Minh City, HMC. Yeah, it's very great to see all via this HashiTalk. Today, then I would like to quickly introduce how Microsoft Azure has great relationship with HashiCorp from Terraform to Consul. So, okay, then let me continue. And then just one thing note that you should see on the bottom, this is PowerPoint's automatic translation. I'm still not very familiar with Vietnamese, so then I just right-clicked on my PowerPoint, and then I enabled subtitles, and then I set my source language as English, and then target languages as Vietnamese. This is very great. So if you would like to have an international presentation to other HashiTalks, like HashiTalks Indonesia or HashiTalks Singapore, or even HashiTalks Seoul, then please use this functionality. This is very useful. Okay, then let me move to the next slide. First of all, I joined in Microsoft about 2 years ago. And before that, I worked with many startups in Korea, and also then I sometimes had great travel to United States and also other countries to see many international conferences like OpenStack conferences or the Facebook Developer Conference, or even some Microsoft events and so on, which were really great. But now we could not travel a lot to other countries. But after joining in Microsoft, then now I know that Microsoft Azure has currently 66 Azure regions. Some regions would be still built, but however, the number 66 is more than the total of data centers in AWS and Google combined, which is really great. Currently, then I really know that there is no data center in Vietnam yet, but hope that more data centers will be built very soon. Then just 1 month ago, then Indonesia team announced that there would be a data center. So then I really expect that hope that more data centers will be built in also then Asia Pacific regions like your country in Vietnam. But currently then the nearest data center country you can use right now is Southeast Asia. And before mentioning HashiCorp solutions, then I just would like to mention that Azure has so diverse solutions, and so there are two distinguished things on Microsoft Azure. The first thing is that there are many diverse services, which means that AWS usually has great services based on infrastructure like virtual machines. And also Google has also great services like AI or data, BigQuery, or and so on. Microsoft has all kinds of solutions from virtual machines, not only for Windows, but also Linux, and also then serverless solutions, and also then platform solutions or Kubernetes-based solutions, or and database solutions, AI solutions, and so on. And another great thing on Microsoft is that Microsoft has marketplace, and Microsoft is collaborating with many diverse partners like HashiCorp. So yeah, this is my very quick introduction on Microsoft Azure. And now then I just would like to have my very quick demo, how Microsoft is very friendly with HashiCorp. Yeah, first of all, then this is my Azure portal, and then you should see this part. This is a cloud shell. So this is my Azure portal, and then when I click this, and then I can open cloud shell on my Azure portal. Even that I can execute, for example, now Windows terminal. This Windows terminal enables initially to connect to my local machine using PowerShell, but however, that I can open Ubuntu on my Windows laptop, and even then I can open Cloud Shell, Azure Cloud Shell, by connecting directly to this Azure. This is a remote shell, and then you can choose Bash or PowerShell, but I personally prefer Bash because before joining Microsoft, I have been mainly using with many kind of Linux distributions like Ubuntu or Red Enterprise Linux, so on and so on, CentOS, so on and so on. So Azure, this is just I opened Azure Cloud Shell, and then I can execute Terraform. This Terraform is a kind of native support. It is already installed on my Azure Cloud Shell, and even so when I execute, I already executed a few times. So which means that when I open that, I could see some Terraform configurations, or even that I can define some, I can create some folder and then create some or edit some files to build Terraform environment, and then I can deploy great Azure resources through Azure Cloud Shell. And so my subtitle has not been shown, so this would be my quick trick, because then even I'm using this Edge browser, and then you should see my subtitle below now. Okay, cool. And on the right side is Azure Marketplace. Yeah, I just want. So for example, when I just search HashiCorp, and then you should see lots of HashiCorp solutions. And then there are so many solutions. And then each solution has also great advantage. There should be some delay. So I already found some existing my search widget. So this is a enterprise version on Terraform. Azure Cloud Shell natively supports Terraform client, and then this Terraform client should be compatible with open source Terraform, as well as this HashiCorp Terraform Enterprise Edition. It will be already more expensive, but however, that it has great advantages with HashiCorp's great enterprise support. And also then there are very good Vault Enterprise, and also then today then what I would like to want to more emphasize is this kind of two services, Consul. Okay, this is my just very quick demo on how Azure is very friendly with Terraform and HashiCorp. And then this is, I think most of participants here are very familiar with HashiCorp operations suite. So the Terraform or Vagrant or Packer are great things for infrastructure provisioning. So you can define on your local machine, or for example, that I used Vagrant for with my VirtualBox previously. And for Terraform, then I could deploy my Azure virtual resources using Terraform. And then honestly, then I have not been using on Packer, but I heard Packer from my very friendly infrastructure engineers. And HashiCorp value is to manage your own security with with guaranteeing higher security requirement. And Consul is what I would like to quickly point out today. Consul is related with service connections. And then HashiCorp Nomad is related with actual many runtime softwares. So yeah, then what would be Consul? So to better understand this service Consul, then you actually then it will be great if you are familiar with Kubernetes-based environment or container-based environment, because then currently there are so many containers. There are so many containers now. Then Kubernetes is used for your great orchestration for all kinds of resources. So traditionally then, most developers, even engineers have been using on-premise servers, but now then it clearly states that so many people are using cloud computing infrastructure using virtual machines. But now more and more people are using containers, and which provides great isolation between applications, and also then Kubernetes to manage all kinds of containers. But to really implement great applications on the top of Kubernetes, then one great thing is that how you can apply with your great microservice architecture, which means that all the services needs to be decoupled, more decoupled. So then, for example, then let's suppose that there are great URL service which supports logging functionality and also the main functionalities such as shopping, your shows or chocolates, and also then it supports payment. But in reality, then not all functionalities are bottleneck. Only a few functionalities out of all the functionalities have bottleneck. This is the real situation. So microservice architecture supports to decouple each component on the top of cloud environment, and which means that services are decoupled, and each different service interact each other. In this case, Consul plays very important role for service discovery, which means that each service mainly observes their itself service. So what if more resources are created on the specific components or container components, and how we can discover that such new containers have been enabled or created. So to really implement this, then you might need to be aware of whether new services are discovered, or then and after that, in this case, where your key and values, corresponding key and values are stored. With, for example, some credential information, ID and password, stored in HashiCorp vault, or how you better monitor container conditions or the service discovery status. And the final thing is that I believe that not all are currently using Azure, but currently it is real true fact that most developers and companies are looking for multiple data, multiple clouds or multiple data centers for global services. So how to support that? So Consul is designed to support this. For example, then let's suppose that there is load balancer and then order component and shipping component. And then, yeah, there is no load balancer, but only order has bottleneck. In this case, and then we can create more resources on order and ship, but how new services are created and discovered to shipping components? That is question, and then that is why Consul has been developed. So when new services are created on order, on component, new instances of new containers are created, and service discovery detects, and then it delivers. It has been communicating between, then it gets some alarms to shipping component. And then shipping components now knows that, oh yeah, there are more containers on order, so that they could interact better each other for better service enablement. also then they could interact with some dedicated key value software or like HashiCorp or Barb. Okay, and just a key note is that there is also ACS on Azure. This is HashiCorp Consul service. So HAS stands for HashiCorp Consul service. And then this is, there are also open source solutions, but there are also managed solutions on the top of Azure, which provides great support from HashiCorp. So please explore and such solutions if you really would like to consider your own Kubernetes environment with microservice architecture and how you better support service discovery. HashiCorp solution, especially this HCS, is really great and it is fully compatible with Microsoft Azure and also the Microsoft Azure Kubernetes service, which is Microsoft Azure's managed service dedicated for Kubernetes. Yeah. Some detailed operation should be the same as other clouds. So, but I just want to highlight that you can easily find on my Azure Marketplace by searching on Azure portal, and also that it can automatically correlate it with your HashiCorp account. So yeah, this is just main basic operations overview, and then actually then today I just emphasized on Kubernetes scenario, but you also can explore a great scenario on virtual machines and also then or hybrid environments with the mix of virtual machines and Azure Kubernetes cluster using HS HashiCorp Consul service on Azure. And those are next steps. Then there are many great resources from HashiCorp homepage to explain what is HCS and then how to deploy using HashiCorp Kubernetes Consul service on the top of Azure. And then to better understand this, then please read SMI spec, or then you can also find more resources related on Azure. And then finally, then I just want to quickly mention is that this resource would be very important for you, because then when as your cloud environment is larger and larger, then you might need to more think about what would be great governance and how to better manage all kinds of infrastructure. And then landing zone solutions would be very great, and then it really supports great Terraform based script environment. So it is very great presentation. Then Arnold is also a great Microsoft cloud solution architect. So then this link should be very great. And then I believe this presentation file will be shared. So then after sharing, then please share those resources. And also, really finally, then I'm working in Microsoft to interact with many developer community members, not only for Seoul, but also other countries like Vietnam especially. So then to see more update news on Microsoft developer communities, also then some great resources for developer communities, please subscribe this aka.ms/dev-apex. That should be very great to you. Okay, then this is my quick presentation. I hope that my presentation is useful or interesting to you. And I hope to see you again on next developer community bench. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Ian.
Thank you.